Well, it is the morning after the first day of cutting hay. I'm going to go through and grease the mower, check the blades, probably flip the blades. Normally I put it away, having it ready to go to work in the fall, so I can just grease it and go. And yeah, I didn't flip all the blades, which it's on me, but it's still cut great. We took down a bunch of our first cut alfalfa, a little bit of grass, but not really focused on the grass right now, just because it is a weather situation. Calling for rain. Oh, I can do this one hand. Chances of rain. At this point, I think we just more or less broke down and said, you know, let's just go cut hay. And if we get any rain, it won't be great for what's on the ground, if there's anything still on the ground. It'll be good for the regrowth, getting it to come back, and it'll benefit the corn and soybeans. Corn's doing good. The beans are honestly doing their thing. They're being soybeans year after year. So, still being it's not even the 1st of June yet, and the intentions are hopefully by about noon, 1 o'clock here, we'll have all of our, I'm going to shake you up. Well, maybe not. How's that? We'll hopefully have all of our hay on the ground. And by going through and doing this, we're not exactly focusing on doing the waterways that are just time consuming. Still worth doing. I'm not going to not make them. I did do a couple that were down at my place just because they were heavy and simple enough that we could get through and rake them with the wheel rake versus having to use that New Holland single rollover rake, that roller bar rake. So what we're looking at doing here for changing the blades, I'm not as picky as I used to be when I was doing this and Grandpa was alive. Older, more mature. Not exactly trying to skip out on work, but realizing that even a so-so blade will really ruin an alfalfa plant's day. Going at, like, I just read this morning, these things go at like is it either 3,000 feet a second, the tips of these blades, or approximately like 300 miles an hour. So I mean, I don't care how messed up you are, as long as there's something there, it's gonna do something. It's gonna do its job. And I don't really like putting on brand new blades going into first cut, because all your field edges and whatnot, you get the sticks or whatever that may have blown into the edges of the fields, or any of the dirt that could have gotten rolled over into the alfalfa on the edges, and you catch dirt all the time on the outside rows. Hence you see these 4 blades here are pretty well shook, so I'll be replacing all those. But anything that hasn't been flipped yet will be flipped around and throw some grease on it, and I think we'll be able to send Dad out to finish cutting. It's a combination of wrapped hay we're aiming for. To be honest with you, I don't know how much you guys can even see. We're aiming for dry hay on a portion of it. I think it's the best way to say it. You guys just aren't going to sit, are you? The best way to say it, oh, forget it, would be we're trying for dry hay across everything, and planning on wrapping 3/4 of it. And for what I cut of this first cut last night, the intentions are definitely, if the weather changes to where it looks like it's going to get rained on, we're wrapping it. We'll find some place to wrap it. Like Dad's and I's, we got inside storage, we got shed space we can tuck it under, but I do not want this alfalfa to get rained on, because everything that I cut was some pretty nice looking stuff. Didn't have I went over Yeah, I covered about 30 acres yesterday afternoon, and I don't think I saw a handful of flowers. So I mean, 5 full fingers, and I don't think I saw 5 flowers across the whole field. They were starting to bloom, but when they start to flower, I mean, it's time to cut. So I think we hit it right on, and getting it in, getting it out early, it opens us up for potentially another cutting here in September. So we'll see. This won't take me very long, and I can get going. I gotta run cattle through the chute today. We're at not even 15 minutes to change these out. I ended up completely swapping out 6 of them. These 4 and then the N2. And when I talk about the N1s getting destroyed or beat up or abused, this is what I'm talking about. That side, well, I knew I kissed a rock. But everything else, I can go through. I flipped them over so I can at least get a little bit more life out of those blades. I used to sharpen them when Grandpa was alive. It was just what he wanted me to do, so he did it. Like I just told you, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to when these are flailing around in there as fast as they are. So, need a screwdriver so I can go through and grease it and check the oil in the 76 and fuel it. Blades, I'm going to chew through at least what's left to here when we get done with first cut. Second cut is generally a little bit easier on them, so I'll end up putting a whole new set of blades on it, and then probably what ends up eating those up, we'll get our second cut done, and then that's when we usually do all of our waterways. So then the waterways, the dirt and the rocks and stuff that I was avoiding yesterday are what I'm dealing with for second cut. So then for third cut, which are what these blades are part of, or at least that's where they're from, by the time you go through and cut all the alfalfa and cut the valley, and I can usually flip them, which is what I would have done last fall. I didn't do it for whatever reason, and I would have backed it in the shed. All I would have had to do was throw some grease on it and go, which is what we still did yesterday. They still did their job, but I don't know, I guess I forgot it. But I'm gonna get this thing done and out of here, and I can work on everything else. I have to go green bale. Green baling is essentially green chopping, except you do it with a round baler because you don't have a green chopper. Well, everybody's liking their green candy. Waterway grass cut last night at 8 o'clock. Checked it with the moisture tester, and the tester said get me out of here. So this isn't going to hurt them. It's grass. Going and chopping or baling fresh cut alfalfa, I'd worry about them bloating, but this is no different than them being let out onto the pasture. These guys are waiting to be ran through the vet, so you know, had to get them in here one way or the other. So I figured some nice fresh grass would definitely get them wanting to come out of that back lot. But all the cows and calves that are out in the pasture surely hate me now. But we can deal with that. Not the end of the world. But I still got to shut this gate because calves like to sneak through there and start walking out around the slot out here when I'm talking to, you know, strangers. Well, here. I don't know how many of you believe in second chances. Some of these are getting a third chance, but it's our last chance. This is a heifer from last year. She was out in the heifer pasture. She came back open. She was only one of 2 that did, and her accomplice is the black one on the other side there. We'll get a idea who's all going out to pasture and who's going to go apply for a job at McDonald's.